How you doing, guys? TCG here, and today I'm gonna bring you another deck profile. This is probably gonna be this is probably my pet deck, one of my favorite decks. To be honest, like I have played the living shit out of it. I really enjoy it. Like I super enjoy it. I even brought this to Springfest to play it, in free fights, and it performed amazing. Everybody was playing. Everybody that I play against was super impressed. They were happy how the deck worked and all that stuff. They were like super impressed, especially playing against other Runecraft players. It was amazing. I really enjoyed this deck a lot. So I'll probably just every single time the new set comes out, I'll probably just give it an update, if I did some couple of changes. And I have brought this deck to locals a couple of times, and since this is kind of like my fun pet deck, since sometimes I don't want to play meta decks, I just bring this deck and it just performs amazing. Obviously, it's a little bit, the skill gap is a little bit tricky there, because you have to figure out a couple of things if you really want to spend certain cards or just sacrifice them. Now with the new Usurpation cards, it just might be a little bit annoying, since you do play a lot of big heavy hitters. So if they revive something like a Lucifer, it's gonna be a little bit annoying, but it's nothing that you can take care of it. So yeah, this is my Ginger control deck. I'm gonna put the evolve deck inside and start going through the Runecraft cards. So firstly, for cost 2, I'm playing 2 copies of Rhymewind, 3 copies of Fiery Chain. Fiery Chain is one of those cards that I'm still debating of getting rid of, but this puts so much work into the game. Either it deals 3 damage to something, or it just splits the damage. So playing against Swordcraft, that's one of the most annoying decks to play against. This card gets rid of anything on turn 2 or turn 3, or at least puts him in a very tough spot. So if your opponent plays the Disciple of Usurpation, you can just, slap the bigger one, and so on and so forth. Now usually everything has 2 HP, so this might leave some of them alive, but you could just go ahead for the one that is going to be a problem. And yeah, Rhymewind just add something back to the hand, except evolve cards. This does come up a lot. For example, you can just add any ward back to the hand, so you can go for a game. It's amazing. I really like it. I was thinking of cutting it, and since you can search it with Merlin whenever you need it, or just to keep it in your hand just in case. But I kind of want to see it in my hand just in case, and I feel like 2 is a good number. 3 is too much. Next, for the cost 2, I'm playing 2 copies of Europa. Europa is just amazing. She has every single keyword. So yeah, she gains Storm, Bane, and Ward. It's probably going to be one of your main force of defense, and if you have multiples back to back, you play the first one, evolve it, and then the next turn you just go ahead and play the second one, gets +1/+1, and that Europa evolve is going to be very big. Obviously it doesn't have aura. It would have been amazing if it had it, but and it will be broken, but we can't really ask for much. I'm very satisfied with the Bane. Bane really comes in a lot, so yeah. Next, one of the new additions, Truth Adjudication. We are playing a lot of mages ish, kinda. So Merlin, Europa, Star Reader Stella, and Ginger are mages. There will be some situations where you will have 2 on the field, so you can use 2 effects, one of the 3 effects that I have. So basically this is either draw 2 cards, deal 3 damage to an enemy leader, or select an enemy follower on the field and select an enemy follower field and deal it 3 damage. So it's either a spot removal, burn that it might come up a lot, or you just draw 2. Mainly you're just gonna go for the draw 2. This used to be Fate's Hand. So this card, it's amazing. You can copy it with Merlin. Super amazing. So yeah, I really like the card. So yeah, you don't have to play Demonic Strike anymore. This card will basically just fill that spot. So yeah, card is amazing. Love it. Witch Bolt, dealing 5 damage to something and drawing a card is pretty amazing, and it will come up a lot. So yeah, Star Reader Stella. This is one of the cards that I wanted to get rid of and play something of the new set, but we don't have anything that it's a mage, so kind of needed to keep her just to start going through the deck. If you're a little bit bricked, playing her on turn 3, look at the top cards to start setting up what you need, what you don't need. So she is amazing. So yeah, she's probably going to be staying until we get some other good mages. So yeah, next we're playing 3 copies of Merlin. Merlin just searches for any spell that you need. Mainly I'll just go for one of the neutral spells, being wing inversion. So this is a cost 1 and I can copy it and start cycling through the deck. But she just gets you whatever you need. Could be Witch Bolt, Truth Adjudication to draw 2 cards, so on and so forth. It's amazing. Oh yeah, and one other thing about Star Reader Stella, if she survives, usually sometimes it doesn't, but if she survives on attack, you can look at the top card, you can leave it on top or send it to the graveyard. Sometimes that comes a lot. Like, and when I say a lot, I've been in situations where I just like reveal Witch Bolt, send it to the graveyard, and then copy it with Merlin. It's super amazing. So you don't have to spend 3 play points on it. It has come a lot with the Truth Adjudication. I love it. Just that's one of the effects that I really enjoy doing. So yeah, that's one other thing that really comes up from time to time. So yeah, next we're playing 3 copies of Ginger. I was thinking of cutting this. A lot of people are asking me why do I play 3 instead of 1 or 2, but this is your main win condition. So if something like she just brings you something, and then usually people will just get rid of that one card. If they don't get rid of this card, you can just evolve it and just vomit your hand. So it's the problem is that they have to figure out which card is going to be more of a problem, and it has happened a lot where they just get rid of this card, but still either the Lucifer or the Angel of Chaos is still in the field doing annoying things for sure. So yeah, it's amazing. Like, it's like pick which one is going to be more annoying. The other problem with the deck is that since you play a lot of high cost cards, it might mess with you a lot, but with all the spells and all the removals, you really don't have too much of a problem. And since you can heal this, like, it's amazing. Alright, let's go into the neutral cards. We have a lot of neutral cards. I have said it in the past, I love playing with neutrals. So yeah, starting off, Bellringer Angel, self-explanatory. If it dies, draw a card. This is a new addition, Lyrical Archer Throne. So you don't get burn damage, and you can slowly burn your opponent during each end phase. It's amazing. I like it. It's an angel. Sometimes you don't play it, you just discard it with Wind Inversion. So I just needed to max out on the angels for sure, and I just got rid of the Goblin Princess. I don't know how to feel about that, but I needed something that will just annoy my opponent and will save me from not getting burned. But yeah, and it's an angel, so it's a big addition. I really needed more angels for sure, and I was looking at the card pool, but so this card is amazing. You can also play the other cost 2 card that gains Ward on Evolve and draws you a card, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. She's pretty good. Yet again, I don't have too much space, and I prefer Harbinger of the Night, but I'll get to that when I get to that. So next, to probably round up all the angels, I'm playing 2 copies of Israfil. She goes super good, annihilates your opponent's field. Like, you could just play this and just letting know that your opponent, if they don't win that turn, they are going to lose, because the next turn this is going to get evolved, or you could just evolve it on that turn, make it super hard to get rid of. So it is one of those cards that you can just play with your opponent a lot. So it's like, hey, I dropped this, now you have to figure out how to get rid of it. If you don't get rid of it, I won. So yeah, I really love it. Next, this is the Fallen Angels and Angel package kind of thing. winged inversion. I was very picky with this card playing Swordcraft, but in here, since you know you have way too many options, you don't mind. So winged inversion is amazing. So if you have a fallen angel, you heal 3, so and draws you a card. So in case you're low on HP, you can just go ahead and heal 3 whenever you need it, and it comes up a lot. Or you could just cycle through cards that you don't need. For example, Harbingers of the Night, sometimes they are dead. Angels of Darkness sometimes are dead, so you could just go ahead and use the effect to discard them and draw a new card, and they come up a lot sometimes. So yeah, just to start cycling through the deck. And the other effect is just discard an angel. You have discard an angel and destroy a card on the field. So this is just kind of like a execution for 1, but you have to discard a card. Destroys a follower on the field and draws you a card. So it's not like execution, but it just gets rid of very problematic cards. So yeah, if your opponent drops you, I don't know, revives an Israfil with ward, this will just get rid of it. Or if your opponent revives something that is very annoying, yeah, winged inversion will get the job done. So she is amazing. Harbinger of the Night, early game is pretty good. Paired with Fiery Embrace, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Fiery Chain. You could use Fiery Chain, leave the other card on 1 HP, and then the next turn just play this and evolve it. So on play, deals 1 damage. On evolve, deals 1 damage to your opponent, so you slowly burn them away. She turns into a 3/3. You could trade it away with problematic stuff, or if not, you could just swing, and 3 is a pretty good number. So yeah. Angel of Darkness, there have been situations where you played this with Ginger and just set Harbinger of the Night or anything else that you don't need by resting him, and it's a good spot removal. I really like it. And since you need Fallen Angels to fill your graveyard, this is probably going to be the only cards that you need. Obviously we do play the Angel of Chaos. So yeah, Angel of Chaos is amazing. Banish 3 Fallen Angel cards, steal one of your opponent's followers, so it's super amazing. It gets ward on top of that. So yeah, it's amazing. If your opponent just takes this with the Usurpation, with the Octress, I mean, they have a 5/5 ward. That's good, I guess. But yeah, the only annoying part is if they grab the Lucifer. That's the only problem. But yeah, you have a big selection of Fallen Angels for sure. And the other good thing about Angel of Chaos and Lucifer is that they count as angels and fallen angels. So if you have any of this too, this card could be anything, to be fair. So I really like this entire set. This is probably what I will change, but for now I like it and I will not change it for much. But yeah, dropping Lucifer is amazing, especially sometimes you will evolve your Ginger and you can play 2 Lucifers in one go, and it will just it will be very annoying for your opponent to deal with 2 Lucifers and you healing 8. So it's a good way to rack some HP back up again, and it's just amazing. I love it. Like I just can't say much. I really like this deck. And finally but not least, the new addition, the new card that in this format might be good. It's 1 copy of Bahamut. You can cheat him out. He will not destroy the field. Obviously he cannot attack, he can't do much. On evolve turns into an 11/11, but since you have a shit ton of spot removal, you can evolve him for free. That is going to be the purpose. So you could just go ahead and play him, evolve him for free. He is going to be an 11/11. Obviously he cannot attack, he can't do anything. So if your opponent doesn't get rid of this, yeah, he's dead. It's kind of like the same thing as Israfil, but it gets rid of amulets just in case, and it's just an 11/11. This is probably going to be the new addition. I'm still a little bit iffy in it, but yeah. The other thing is that if for X or Y reason you don't have any of this or any of that, you can just hard play him and he's just a board wipe. He's probably amazing. The only annoying part is that, well, he doesn't go well with any of the entire thing. So you can see here all the neutrals complement each other. So you know, if I get wing inversion with any of the angels, they will, wing inversion will do something. Same with if I get any fallen angels, but just him, it's the only card that doesn't do anything. You know, it's just a board wipe right there. But yeah, anyways, that's it for the neutrals. Let's go to the evolved deck real quick. I only play one evolved Ginger. I really don't need to go into the second one, because by the point you play her, like by the point you evolve her, you just vomit your hand. You really don't have more resources, so it's just a matter of like you are winning on that spot. If you don't win on that spot by vomiting whatever 2 Lucifers, 1 Lucifer, 1 Fallen Angel, 1 Bahamut, and so on and so forth, yeah, you really can't do much after that turn on. So 1 is the only thing you need. You don't need anything else. That's like coming from playtesting it a lot, playing it for like 3 months now. You only need 1. 2 is just overkill. Next, we're playing 2 copies of Merlin. You could bump the number up to 3, but because Merlin comes up a lot, but I can't really fit it in the entire deck. So yeah. Next, to round up all the Runecraft cards, we have 1 copy of Europa. I already mentioned it. She has Stormbane and Aura. Pokes your opponent for either 3 or 4, and you know, it's just a very annoying aura that has Bane. So yeah. And to go with the neutral cards, we're playing 1 copy of Lucifer. He is amazing, evolves for free, deals 4 damage to your opponent, and it's a freaking 8/7. So this is one of the scenarios that if they get rid of the Ginger or they don't get rid of the Lucifer, you can just go ahead and evolve the Lucifer, attack for 8, and then burn them for 4, and that's probably going to be it. So it's kind of like an OTK there, but yeah, and he evolves for free, so yeah. 1 copy of Israfil, you really don't need to go into the second copy. 1 copy is enough. Usually just discard 1 copy with wing inversion, so yeah. Some things you don't even play Israfil during the game, so yeah. 1 Bellringer is enough. You really don't need anything else. The 1 Bahamut that goes with the 1 Bahamut that you play, and then 2 copies of Harbinger of the Night to keep control of the field, and just another card to rush into other cards if you're going second. That mainly you really want to go second, because this deck really needs those evolve points to pop off, especially if you have Israfil. You could just go ahead and play Ginger, play from using Ginger, you play Israfil, and then you could just go ahead and evolve the Israfil, turning it into a 10/10. So yeah, but that's probably it. That's the bread and butter of the entire deck. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. This is one of my favorite decks for now. The only deck that I have enjoyed compared to all the other decks that I have currently played. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and peace.